Do we truly have the ability to make our own choices, or are our actions predetermined by forces beyond our control? Welcome to the world of free will, a concept that has puzzled minds for centuries. At its core, free will suggests that you and I, as individuals, can make decisions that aren't dictated by external factors. This idea carries immense philosophical and theological weight, influencing how we perceive human nature, morality, and even destiny. Throughout history, thinkers have grappled with the question of free will, attempting to understand whether our actions are truly our own, or if they are merely the result of deterministic forces. Determinism, in contrast to free will, posits that all events, including human actions, are the result of causes external to the will. From ancient philosophers to modern scientists, the question of free will has sparked centuries of debate. So, buckle up as we embark on this intellectual journey, exploring the fascinating concept of free will. The concept of free will has roots in ancient and classical philosophy. Aristotle, for instance, saw free will as a key component of ethical responsibility, while Plato's allegory of the cave hinted towards the power of choice in escaping ignorance. The Stoics, on the other hand, believed in a deterministic universe, yet paradoxically maintained that individuals had control over their own souls. Transitioning to religious perspectives, the concept of free will takes on a different hue. In Christianity, free will is often seen as a gift from God, allowing humans the freedom to choose between good and evil. Similarly, in Islam, free will is a crucial part of moral accountability, though it coexists with a belief in divine predestination. In many other faiths too, free will plays a vital role in shaping ethical and spiritual narratives. These early views laid the groundwork for centuries of philosophical debate. In contrast to free will stands determinism, the belief that all events are predetermined by external causes. This view argues that everything we do, every choice we make, is just the inevitable outcome of the laws of nature, or perhaps fate. This is like a cosmic film that's been fully scripted since the dawn of time. It's all been set in motion, and we're just going through the motions, even when we feel like we're making independent decisions. On the other hand, free will insists on our capacity for autonomous decision-making. It champions the idea that we are not merely puppets dancing to the tune of external forces, but are active players in the theater of life, capable of scripting our own stories. The tension between determinism and free will forms the heart of the philosophical debate. Each view carries profound implications for our understanding of human nature, responsibility, and the meaning of life itself. Science, too, has weighed in on the debate over free will. The realm of neuroscience in particular has delved deep into our understanding of decision-making processes that occur within the brain. Pioneering studies have explored what happens in our minds when we make a choice, and the findings are nothing short of fascinating. One strand of research focuses on the neural correlates of decision-making. This looks at how our brains physically change when we make decisions. For instance, certain areas of the brain light up on an MRI scan when we're faced with a choice. These areas are associated with reasoning, planning, and even our sense of self. This suggests that, at a neurological level, our brains are actively involved in the process of making choices. But what's even more intriguing is the role of unconscious processes in shaping our behavior. Research has shown that our decisions are often influenced by factors that we're not even aware of. These can range from our past experiences and instincts to subtle cues in our environment. In a sense, our unconscious minds could be pulling the strings behind the scenes, influencing our decisions before we're even aware that we've made them. This raises some interesting questions. If our unconscious minds are influencing our decisions, does that mean we're not truly free in our choices? Or does it simply mean that our concept of free will needs to expand to include these unconscious processes? It's also worth noting that our understanding of the brain and decision-making is still evolving. Neuroscience is a relatively young field, and there's much we don't know about how the brain works. As our knowledge expands, our understanding of free will may continue to evolve. These insights have added a new dimension to the debate over free will. They challenge us to consider not just the philosophical and ethical aspects of free will, but also the biological and neurological, and in doing so, they bring us a step closer to unraveling the complex mystery of human choice. Philosophy offers a variety of perspectives on the existence of free will. On one hand, there's compatibilism, asserting that free will and determinism can coexist. Compatibilists argue that we can make choices freely, even if our environment influences those choices. Then there's the libertarian perspective, not to be confused with the political ideology. Libertarianism in philosophy proposes that humans are genuinely free to make decisions, independent of any external constraints. On the other side of the debate, hard determinists hold that every event, including human behavior, is determined by the unbroken chain of prior events. They argue that free will is an illusion, as our actions are the result of causes beyond our control. Philosophers often use thought experiments to illustrate these perspectives. For example, imagine being cloned in a parallel universe with the same past experiences. Would your clone make the same choices as you? These philosophical debates show the complexity and depth of the question of free will. The question of free will has real-world implications for our moral and legal systems. If we accept the existence of free will, it underpins our concepts of responsibility, culpability, and the very foundation of our justice system. We hold individuals accountable for their actions, believing they had the autonomy to choose differently. On the other hand, rejecting free will can dramatically shift our perspectives. If our actions are predetermined, how can we assign blame or mete out punishment? Perhaps we would focus more on understanding the external factors that led to the behavior, rather than on retribution. Additionally, our beliefs about free will influence our attitudes towards reward and recognition. If we perceive our successes as the result of our own freely made choices, we feel deserving of praise. But if we see our achievements as predetermined, do we still deserve the accolades? Whether we possess free will or not, our beliefs about it shape our approach to morality and justice. As we've seen, the question of free will is complex and multifaceted. We've journeyed through time, exploring how great thinkers of the past grappled with this concept, from the ancient philosophers to the religious scholars. We've delved into the tug-of-war between determinism and free will, a contest of cause and effect versus autonomous decision-making. We've ventured into the realms of science and neurology, attempting to understand how our brains make decisions, and whether those processes support or refute the existence of free will. We've navigated philosophical debates, wrestling with theories like compatibilism, libertarianism, and hard determinism. Lastly, we've pondered the moral and practical implications of accepting or rejecting free will, considering its impact on ethics, justice, reward, and punishment systems. The discourse surrounding free will is ongoing, complex, and deeply intriguing. Whether we truly possess free will is a question that continues to inspire reflection and debate. What do you believe and why?